You are sitting on your living room couch. The room is quiet, the temperature is perfect, and you are completely safe. But you're staring at your phone, trying to draft a difficult text message, and you can barely move. Your heart hammers against your ribs, your stomach ties in a knot, your jaw is clenched shut, and your palms are sweating. Your body is preparing for a physical fight for survival, even though you are just resting on velvet cushions. This timeline explains the mechanics of the moment. On the left is your present, safe state. On the right is an imagined negative future, a confrontation or a rejection. The moment your brain bridges the gap between those points, it triggers a real panic response right now. Most of us spend a massive percentage of our day in this continuous loop, living inside the physical fallout of imagined disasters. This disconnect between a comfortable present and a terrifying future reveals a glitch in our hardware. Our biological alarm system is incredibly powerful, but in the modern world, it's constantly firing at the wrong targets. To understand why this happens, we have to look at the brain as a prediction engine. Its primary function is to guess what's going to happen next, so it can prepare the body to survive the outcome. This map shows the reward pathway in action. When your brain expects something good, the ventral tegmental area, or VTA, floods your system with dopamine before the reward even arrives. Your brain is essentially celebrating in advance. This same predictive machinery shifts when you are anticipating a threat. Instead of a pleasure hit, it sends signals that trigger a full-body defense sequence, bracing your muscles and organs for an impact. The problem is that your body deploys the exact same high-alert chemical defense for a tense social interaction as it would for a physical predator. Because the brain cannot distinguish between a threat to your life and a threat to your social standing, our evolutionary survival hardware is constantly misfiring. This gauge represents what researchers call allostatic load. It measures the cumulative wear and tear on your body when that alarm system never turns off. As small stressors pile up over time, the gauge starts to fill up. First, the gauge rises as your heart rate accelerates unnecessarily, straining your cardiovascular system while you're just sitting still. It rises further as cortisol floods your bloodstream. Normally, cortisol should peak in the morning and drop, but chronic anticipation keeps these levels high all day. When your immune system stays partially activated like this, it begins releasing inflammatory markers meant for short-term threats into every corner of your body. This creates a state of inflammaging, where your cells age faster and your metabolism stays in a permanent state of metabolic overdrive. Think of it like a household thermostat stuck on high heat. It burns through fuel and eventually damages the very hardware it's meant to regulate. This leads to the recovery paradox. When your system is physically adapted to operating in crisis mode, passive rest, like napping or scrolling through social media, fails to fix the exhaustion. Your internal thermostat has been recalibrated to high, and simply taking a break doesn't reset the setting. Since avoidant behaviors don't signal safety to your nervous system, you cannot rest your way out of the physical debt caused by anticipatory anxiety. Settling this biological debt requires us to look past the feeling itself and focus on the label we attach to it. The physical hardware for feeling terrified and the physical hardware for feeling excited are entirely identical. Both are states of high arousal driven by the same surge of epinephrine. When you plunge down the steep drop of a roller coaster, your heart races and your palms sweat. It is the exact same physiological reaction you feel right before a high-stakes presentation, but your brain processes it as a thrill. You can use a technique called anxiety reappraisal to bridge this gap. Instead of forcing yourself to calm down, you must explicitly tell yourself, "I am excited." Changing your vocabulary shifts how your body processes that energy. It allows you to stop fighting your own alarm system and start using that high arousal state to focus your attention. Success in a demanding world means acknowledging the biological false alarm for what it is, and correctly aiming that surge of adrenaline to tackle the challenges right in front of you.